Hey guys, welcome to another video and thank you for stopping by. Today we're going to drive a BMW M Roadster. Man, this car is so much fun to drive. So if you guys aren't familiar with the M Roadster, basically it's an M version of the Z3. During its production run, I want to say that there were roughly about 15,000 of these made. But for 2 years, they had a limited run of the M Roadsters with the E46 engine. So that's the S54 M3 engine, and this is one of them. So for 2001 and 2002, they came with the S54, which is arguably one of BMW's best 6-cylinders. So that makes this car really fun to drive. Those of you who are fans of the E46 M3s know what I'm talking about. That this is a high revving straight six that is just so smooth, and it's so much fun to drive. It's a 5-speed manual, so again, it's just really engaging. Right away, I realized that this car is not for everyone. You know, it's a convertible, and it's a lot of people view it as kind of a girl's car. But I gotta tell you, this light car with the S54 engine, it's like a sleeper. It's so much fun to drive, and the handling is like a Miata, basically. You know, a beefed up Miata. So it is a lot of fun. So again, I believe that during 2001 and 2002, they made roughly about, if you look up the numbers, it'll say maybe it's numbers as low as 1,100 and change, and some other places have quoted it as high as maybe 1,500. So it is a low production car. The one that's got a lot of attention is basically those of you who are, BMW fans will know that the clown shoe. That thing has skyrocketed in value, and it was during the same time frame where basically it's the coupe version of this car. Again, the engine is just fantastic. The 5-speed. It's just so much fun to drive because it's so smooth. Now remember, this car is a 2001, so that makes it almost 19 years old. But that being said, this thing still feels like a new car. It still feels relevant. It's not super fast, but it's by no means slow. And the interior of it isn't crazy out of date. It still looks like a classic roadster. And that's what I really love about this car, is that even after 18, 19 years, that the engine is still, performs like a modern sports car. And the interior, it's not outdated, and it doesn't make you feel like you're sitting in an 18-year-old, 19-year-old car. So, and how can you go wrong with the S54 engine? I mean, this thing is just awesome. But this one, I got it at such a low mileage. If you guys have been looking for E46 M3s, you know that it's hard to find one with low mileage and in original condition. This car is pretty much all original except for the stereo that I put in it. It currently has 36,652 miles. So that is really low miles for an E46 S54 M3 drivetrain. Again, 36,652 miles. I've driven it for like weekend things, and it's fun to go with a group of people and just have top down, driving with it. But it's such low mileage now that I'm not sure if I want to modify it or if I want to just leave it stock and just enjoy it for the weekend. It's at that point where it's hard for me to decide. You guys will have to let me know. Should I just drive it to death or just try to keep it original? Those of you who aren't familiar with the S54 engine, again, it was in the E46 M3s. It came stock with, in the M3s, it was 333 horsepower, I believe. You might have to check that. But in this one, it came with roughly 315 to 320. But this car is about 300 or 400 pounds lighter than a M3 of like the same time frame. But 300 and let's say 15 or 20 horsepower in this frame chassis is so much fun. It makes it really responsive. It makes it really just lively. The suspension is stock. It still handles really well. Don't get me wrong, there's some body lean when you hit a turn, but there's only a little bit. It's like a Miata. It's like a Miata, that you would basically soup up and wish it had 300 horsepower. I've never had this thing on the dyno, but that might be fun to do, just to see over the years how much horsepower it's lost or what it's retained. again, it's a low mileage car, so I anticipate that it would be pretty close to what would come from the factory, but you just never know. But that might be a future video. Well guys, thanks for watching another video, and we will see you on the next one. A little update on the Lexus. It should be done within the next 2 days. So I will post that up as soon as it's done, and I gotta tell you, I've seen it almost complete now, and it looks fantastic. I absolutely love the color, and I can't wait to show you guys. So again, thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe, and we will see you guys on the next video. This thing is so much fun to drive.